I went to Keren B'Yavneh during 1993-1994. Some of the most interesting experiences that I had in my life occurred during my year in Israel at yeshiva. Of course, who could forget the first time that we step off the bus, Rav Ari Katz is there to greet us. And then as many of you know, spending time in Keren B'Yavneh, spending time way away from Yerushalayim, way away from distractions, and way away from anything else in terms of civilization. But from the perspective of having a year of serious learning, of being able to use that opportunity to create a kesher with my friends, different talmidim, different rabbeim, it was one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. During the time that we were there, we also had the opportunity to spend time learning with Israelis. That really had a tremendous impact. People that were spending half the time learning, half the time in the army with the Adler program, really giving of their lives l'shem shamayim. And that not only had an impact in terms of our friendships, but it had an impact on us in terms of the way that we conducted our lives. When I was a senior in high school and I was debating which yeshiva to attend, clearly my father wanted me to attend Keren B'Yavneh as he is a former alumnus. However, he put no pressure on me. All he wanted to make sure was that I was in the best place possible for me to allow me to further my growth. But I knew that I wanted it to be a Hesder yeshiva, a place that we could make sure that's serious for learning. When I told my father that I wanted to attend Keren B'Yavneh, I could really tell that there was a sense of pride, as there was another generation that was going to be attending this most wonderful institution. And hopefully, you never know. I have a boy who's 7 and a boy who's 3. Maybe they're going to be able to further that and become the next generation of students at Keren B'Yavneh.
I obviously didn't know my husband when he attended Keren B'Yavneh, but I know that his year at this Hesder Yeshiva has played a tremendous impact on the values that we instill in our children. It's important for our children to see the Torah values and the importance of learning and Chavruta learning that we know that Dov has learned from Keren B'Yavneh, and we now have the opportunity to instill that in our children and for future generations.
I'd like to take this opportunity to extend the Mazel Tov to Dov and to all of the honorees tonight. My experience at KBY, at Keren B'Yavneh, was so meaningful and had such an impact upon me, and I shared that enthusiasm with Dov, not only in terms of the incredible learning that took place, but just to experience the davening on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur was something that nobody could possibly forget. The singing that took place in the Beit Midrash, the presence together with all the rabbeim was something that I will absolutely never forget, despite the fact that some of the Gunim were a little on the unusual side. If you remember, very unusual in the Gunim, but powerful, powerful davening. The learning, of course, was incredibly devoted, intense. The Rabbeim were incredibly challenging.
I'm so thrilled that the yeshiva is honoring Dov Adler this year. Dov, of course, is my cousin. Of course, I'm from the previous generation. But Dov is really the finest example of what Yeshiva's Keren B'Yavneh stands for. He's a serious Ben Torah. It's especially exciting because Dov is the first descendant, Ben Achaben, of Reb Gershon Kittel, Giso Shalabesht, to be a partner at one of the big 4 accounting firms. He and his wife are active, beyond active, in Yeshivas Noam. They've really helped build Noam in the last several years, and I don't know where he finds the time to do all of it, but just extremely excited that Dov and Chevy are being honored this year.